watching this.
Well, Phil was always watching. Oh no. No, you have to watch from right. You have to go outside. Go outside the back.
Serious?
Yeah, that's how you watch. You guys don't even move. Don't do that.
There's our microphone.
Look at that. We're on the air. I'm not recording yet.
Okay, well, welcome everyone to the New Jersey Antique Radio Club's April 8th meeting here at Info Age. Welcome everyone. Any new faces in the crowd? Do I see anybody new? No, everybody seems to be the same. Same old faces. That's okay. Wait a minute, are you a new face? No, I see you. Well, I'm glad to have you here. How did we do at the $5 grab and take?
Grab and go.
Grab and go.
Yeah, we got rid of more stuff than I hoped for.
That's hard to believe, but go ahead.
We got $60 worth of money, so I think it was a great success.
Let's hear from the guys who actually walked out with stuff.
I don't care about
Oh, yeah,
I want my money back.
Did everybody get their $5 worth, or did they want a refund, or they want $2 back or something? Everybody happy?
The experience was worth $5. I haven't seen a place like that before.
Oh, no? You have it in my basement then? All right. I guess we could do that in everybody's basement probably once a year. Okay. All right, let's go on to old business. We had the Parsippany Spring Swap Meet. All right, might seem a while back, but it isn't. How'd we do? How'd we do? How about comments? Any comments? Vendors. Who vended? Everybody vended? Put up your hand. Who vended? No, I didn't. How'd we do as vendors?
Did great.
Yeah, I did fine.
You did? Okay, buyers. How'd you do as buyers? Good? Interesting stuff, right? All right, we had, it was a little less tables, but that's only because a lot of our regulars just didn't make it for whatever reason. We had 43 tables, we usually have more, but all in all it was good. The gate was about the same, about 120, 125 people. And everybody had a good time, good weather. And I'd like to thank also Marv and the canteen crew for putting that together and being diligent with getting all the buns and radio bagels and radio coffee together. We appreciate that. It wouldn't be the same without it, believe me. Okay, let's see, on to more new business. I'm glad he's here. Rich Phoenix, you're here.
Cheers.
Good. Rich Phoenix, if you may not know, or you should know by now, was a DJ in the North Jersey radio market, AM radio market. Were you FM at all?
Yeah, briefly.
And you were FM also?
And I'm an internet jock at this point.
Well, that's what I want to talk about right now. Richard put out something on, I don't know, was that on a reflector? I'm not even sure when I got it, but I do appreciate getting it.
Sure.
He has an internet radio show, okay? And he plays 50s, 60s, 70s music, some old stuff that you don't know about from maybe the second side of the album, but interesting stuff. He talks about every piece of music. He's a bit of a musicologist or a discographer. So, you know, you got to check him out. He's on his Album Zone, and it's hosted by Album Zone at Mixcloud.com, which is in the UK. Correct?
Yes, we are.
And stand up a second and tell the crowd how often you're on and how many hours of the show.
Typically, my show runs 2 hours, and Mine is one amongst a rotation of shows that my boss in London has going. He is the co-founder of Album Zone. He started out on a pirate ship on Radio Caroline because he won an all-London pub trivia contest. The prize was an airship on Radio Caroline, where you rode a tug out to the ship and were on the air in international waters. As things evolved, he wound up going quasi-legit by programming hours at a time for BBC shortwave, when they had more transmitter time in international shortwave than they had available programs. So for a time, Album Zone, along with Johnny and a bunch of other guys, was on BBC shortwave, multiple million watts worldwide. That's no exaggeration, everybody knows international world band radio. That's when I discovered him as a shortwave listener. And this guy's booming in, and he's playing all kinds of album rock. And that was very uncharacteristic for shortwave or for the BBC at the time. And he gave out his phone number in London. I gave him a call, and he decided I sound like a radio guy, which I am. And I sent him a tape. And, well, nobody makes any money. I'll dump money into it. So he hired me. And what we do is I send him, for radio guys here, you know what a voice track is? A voice track is an element that you provide to typically a music show. And your element, which is a voice track, which they call links in the UK, is what's in between the records. And you talk about the music, say, this is, that was, whatever. And it gives them the opportunity to insert any promotional devices or commercials they want to include. So what I've been doing since the late 90s is sending him voice tracks in London, which he then mixes into a music show. He provides me with a playlist, and we do the show, a new show, about every month. I started out sending him audio cassettes. He said, listen, everything we're doing now is internet. So get a recording program in your computer. A buddy of mine said, here, use this thing. It's freeware called Audio Grabber, which will record you either in WAV or MP3 file. And the quality is surprisingly good. And so I get a playlist from Johnny Reese, that's his name, of about 25 or 26 songs for every show I do, which is a 2-hour-long show. And I take that list of songs, and I do a little research on it so I'll sound intelligent, and then I will record the links on the home computer. The links are bits of data, and when you send emails out, you want to send pictures to people, you have the option to add them to your individual email. These things turn out as WAV files or MP3 files, which is all data, except it's audio data as opposed to visual data. And when you email and you attach them, the attachments, they just seem as pure data. So what you've recorded goes in emails to the destination. In this case, it's London. And then he builds the finished program on his end with the links I provided. The most interesting thing we've done in the last few years is have actual live shows. And it's amazing. We've had people on the air. I'm the only American voice on, everybody else is from the continent of the UK. We have a bunch of guys dotted all around the UK. We have a fella in Copenhagen, and there's me in the US. And we've done live shows with all of us feeding in together, which is a big job for another one of the engineers involved, and who's also on the air, his voice. But it works. And we are on several, so this is internet talk, we're on several platforms. Everybody here know what a platform is on the internet? The platform is the internet equivalent of a station. And they go by a bunch of different names. There was one that just recently went out called Live 365. They were a platform for anybody that wanted to hire the time to run their own radio station. We use multiple stations as platforms for Album Zone. We're on Radio Caroline, which is no longer shipboard, it is legit, and it is online. You can listen to them right now with an iPhone. Matter of fact, my show might be on tonight at 9 o'clock. Our time.
So it's a commercial then?
Yeah, and it's our hobby, and it's 21st century radio. By the way, Caroline and several of the other platforms are also tied into terrestrial stations. We have a high-powered FM in Germany, it calls itself Radio City. We have a high-powered FM in Poprad, Slovakia, that carries what's called RTI, Radio Tactus International. And it's just our hobby. Nobody makes any money.
Just like here.
I figured I'd ask you when you tell us. Now, that's great. Is it true that before the Beatles,
Okay.
in the UK, the BBC would not play rock and roll on BBC?
If they thought it was rock and roll, they wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, that's why the development of pirate radio. in
About the
Canada.
only legal and legit source for rock and roll radio in the UK was a 1.5 million watt transmitter for Radio Luxembourg on the continent. They'll run 1.5 million watts and beam a signal into the UK at night with rock and roll. And most of it was paid for by the record companies that brought it out. You could have a full half hour or hour that say EMI, Parlophone, Capitol Records had paid for it, and be everything on their label. You can have the full half hour for British Decca or whomever, or Pi Records, all of these local labels over there. And it was like legal payola, but it was legit. That's how they did it.
All right, Rick, thanks so much.
Cheers.
Appreciate it. Handfest reports. Did I miss any Handfest? Did we have a few since I last saw you? Was Split Rock, did that occur? It must have occurred. Anybody go? Split Rock? No? I guess not. Anyway, we had our former president attend the Charlotte Swap Meet show. Phil, you want to talk about that?
Sure. The Charlotte shows the Carolina chapter of the AWA, and it's kind of like Rochester, if you've been there. It runs for 2 or 3 days. They have tech talks, and they also got together with the cryptography group, and they have these Enigma displays and talks at the same time. So they get quite a few people there. It's once a year in the spring, like the third weekend in March, and the weather's usually nice down there. So I've been going there the last 2 years. It's still a long run. It's 4 hours to leave from Myrtle Beach to get there. It's worth it. And they have a nice auction on Friday afternoon, and prices seem to be pretty good for buyers. And so if you want to try it sometime, I know Marv came down a couple of years ago. Marv, you have any, did you like it?
Yeah, I went down with Steve.
That's right.
Yeah, we had a great time. It was very well done. And I like, do they still have that, like that tent auction at the end of the,
Yeah, they have,
why don't you tell them about that?
they have, Saturday's the last day of the meet, and they have an auction in the parking lot at the very end with the dregs that are left over. So you get stuff really cheap. We're talking $1 to $5 radios at that point. So they have a little bit of everything. So they want to try it next year. It's worthwhile trying.
And how long would it take to get from here?
From here, well, what?
Yes, Steve.
Steve?
Steve?
It's a hike. It's like 10 hours, right?
That's all
Where
right.
is it again?
I thought they take it
Charlotte,
there.
North.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long ride from here. And unfortunately, that chapter down there doesn't have monthly meetings or anything like we have here. They just have this one show that's very good, once a year. They have 2 other shows further up in North Carolina, which are even further away, so I haven't been to those. But this one show they have a year is very good.
All right, thank you, Phil. Okay. I think Al is ready to do presentations of our DX contest winners. Al has the awards, and do you need any paperwork on that, Al? You have it?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good.
What is that? And the Split Rock Ham Fest is a week from tomorrow.
Oh, all right,
And
great.
there's also millions of other things, including village computers there down here, so. Anyway, is Neville here?
He's not here.
Solid. Okay, he won first place in Class A, which was, thank you. Yeah, these are the awards for the DX contest. Neville was first place in Class A crystal sets. I'm a little gratified by this. He looked up my website, built one of my crystal sets, and he could hear Chicago. So he done good.
We built it at lunchtime.
Yeah. And I had another award for him there from 2009, which was laying around. So. Marv, come on up. Class B, Marv Beeferman, this was the 1 and 2 tube things, and this was the Crosley Pub, or 50s? No, it was the 50s.
Actually, it was the 50-1. What was it? The Forest model from Canada.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
exactly the same as the
But
American.
yeah, he did real well here in KOA on that radio, so great job, Mark. Hang on,
I had to zoom one mistake, hang on a minute.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think it over.
Put your thumb in front of it.
Just hold it down until it...
And I keep hitting the zoom button on this thing, right?
Don't hit this one.
I hit the zoom button.
Well, I like the camera to see what you meant.
You got it?
I got it.
Okay, thank you. I just want to tell you something. You know, if you haven't done a DX contest, this is a 1-tube radio. It's got like 4 or 5 parts in it. And the regen is one of those web things you pull in and out. You don't even turn it, if you've seen the little crossovers. Okay? Had about a 35, 40-foot antenna, and it was great. It brought in everything. So you really don't need any special, you know, if you get a good night, you don't need any special equipment or anything. And those old radios, they have a simple power supply, 45 volts, DC, and they work real good.
Don't go away.
Don't go away. That was Class B, which was 1 and 2 tubers. Mark also ran an AC Dayton XL5, I guess that's a 3-dialer?
Yeah, 3
3-dialer in the 1920s class, did 7,700 and some miles with it, and claims to have heard Salt Lake City. So that's amazing. Congrats. It was got another picture of Marv. Oh, well, here, come to the mic.
This is horrible.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing about Salt Lake City though. It took 3.5 hours to get it. So I didn't just turn it on. And a lot of careful listening. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, Phil Vortzes,
I'm sorry.
Class D home entertainment radios. And, well, okay, these were, this reception report was from Myrtle Beach, his real home. And most distant station was WBAP in Texas, which was, I guess, over 1,000 miles easy from there. So, and this was a Braun TS2 table radio with a built-in loop. Some of those German radios will work.
All right, just hold it, hold it. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, we'll fix it.
Should be used to that.
Okay, is Snowman here? Yeah, I think he is. Dave has become the master of the DX contest. Category F is the open, run what you've run category. I run what I've run, but I didn't put it anywhere near Dave. So he heard Caracas. This was on old Sony 2010, which is a neat old radio. And let's see, he had a total of 11,662 miles for 10 stations. And while he's up here, he campaigning the lightweight with his new CountryCom little lightweight radio. He managed 9,100 miles that way. So another double winner.
All right.
Again, it's always fun doing the DX contest.
It's always fun winning the DX.
Well,
Yeah.
I never try to win.
Oh, stop.
Matter of fact, there are a couple nights, I swear the radios weren't working. That's how bad it was.
Sunspots.
Well, it was.
Whatever this year conditions weren't real charming.
Yeah, but yeah, with the little county com I have, it looks about the size of a remote control. I just got it, so I thought I'd try it, and wow, I was really impressed with it.
Okay, so continue, consider next year, take your favorite radio and blow the cobwebs out of it. We laid this thing out so you don't have to work all week to do a log. One evening, do a log, see what happens. So, thank you.
And it's not to say that you can only DX in January, just keep doing it, just keep trying. You can find a hole, you can find it, even in the middle of summer, you can. Okay. All right, we're gonna move along, because we've got a nice evening here. All right, new business. Marv and I were just speaking a little while ago about the tidy versus sloppy antique radio restoration bench. How are we doing with the contestants sending in their photos?
I think we've got about 4, maybe 5, no, probably 4. Except
I don't understand this, guys. There's going to be a cash prize of less than $1,000, and you're going to run fighting. You're just not.
Was this the sloppy entry or the neat entry?
Which doesn't, I got a couple.
He's got them on either side. He's got them on either side. Of course, it has to be. It's got to be a number.
I have that covered.
You have that covered? That's good.
Just like the bench, it's covered.
All right, but don't give up on it. Come on. It's till the end of the month. April 30th is the end of the month. There'll be a prize of less than $1,000 for either the sloppiest or the tidiest. So you can get on both if you like. If you really think you can clean up your mess in time by April 30th, please do.
Don't clean up your mess.
Look, Marvin, they won't, believe me.
I did clean up my bench, and now it's not competitive either way.
See?
No, it's not.
All right, $1,000, guys, less than $1,000. All right. All right, at the end of the month, April 30th, is a rather large InfoAge vintage electronics auction right here in this room, okay? Now, if you've never attended before, I think the last one was about 3 years ago, it's quite an event. There's going to be more people pushing out the windows and out the doors. Everything is going to be assembled in tables in the middle of the floor. It's going to be a canteen with the local Cozy Cottage doing food preps and sales. It starts at 8 o'clock for viewing, all right, 8 a.m., Saturday the 30th of April. The auction starts at 10 and goes on until the end. There is no stopping. If you're lunching, you're grabbing stuff, and you're coming back to your seat. That's it. That's the way it works. The auctioneer, Cletus Estes, is the son of the now departed Richard Estes. He's taken over the business. He is also a licensed auctioneer, and he will be doing it for us. He will not stop. His father never stopped, and I'm sure he doesn't stop either. We usually use this podium here, and we have a funnel, and, it takes care of that. the business, you know? All right, now, but don't forget, to get this stuff here, up to the tables, to be auctioned off, we need schleppers, all right, for the proper word. It's probably in the English dictionary right now, schleppers. So there's a list over there you need to sign up for. We need the help, please help. But not only on Saturday itself, we also need, for those who are of the non-working types, all right, myself included, the Wednesday before is a work day here, okay, the Wednesday before, the 27th. We need people to come with a vehicle, preferably a larger vehicle, because the items to be auctioned off are all rental age, and they need to be transported into this vicinity. So if you can help, if you can give the time to come and help, we really appreciate it. And there's a sign-up list for that. Ray, why don't you come up and say a few words? Ray has put this together. He's been spending quite a few months putting it, cataloging it, which, by the way, there's some sheets back here of the catalog, and they are online at the moment.
Not months, years. Okay. Cletus, Richard Estes' son, is coming, along with Richard's brother, John. So we have two auctioneers, and they are honorary members of this club because of what they do for us. I need help. As Richard said, we're going to, on Wednesday before, we're going to start transporting stuff. And if we're lucky, we'll get it done in one day. If not, then we'll have to continue on Thursday. So there are sign-up sheets, 10 o'clock on the Wednesday before. I'll have some info-age help, so maybe we can get it all done in a day. But then on auction day, I need a lot of help. Now I've got Marcia and my wife and Dave Snellman are going to be doing the input clerking. They'll be checking people in. I've got Steve Rosenfeld and maybe Alan to do clerking to keep track of the who's buying what. I need, this auction has 340 lots, which is about what I normally have, but over 100 lots are tubes. We have a wealth of tubes. So there are audiophile tubes, there are antique tubes, there's something for everybody. Along with military, hand, box lots, documentation, it's got everything, something for everybody. So please sign up if you can. If possible, and no promises, if possible, we might be able to have a Friday evening viewing. But if that's possible, I'll let you know a day or so ahead of time. But I need somebody to help guide cars as they're parking. I need one or two people to guard the tubes.
I know who not to pick for that.
You know, these audio people, they like to inspect the tubes. Many of them are new old stock in original cartons. So I don't want a lot of people pulling cartons apart. Plus, you know, I don't want things going into pockets. So I need a couple of people just to guard the tubes. What else do I have?
Does the buyer's fee?
There's a 5% buyer's premium. So if you spend $100, you pay $105. That covers the expenses. 10% of all proceeds go to the club. And there are some club items in there as well. So there's should be a good income for the club.
Parking will be the
Sales lines for...
Well, we usually let people park out here because, they don't want to shut stuff all the way out to the parking lot. So we'll allow parking inside the fence.
So like you say, you definitely need people to direct.
Yes.
Do you have to be here for the auction?
I will take left bids. If you want to, there's catalog is online. Our place has a website with about 55 selected pictures, and the catalog is available online. I will take left bids, and they will be bid competitively. If you leave a bid for $100, I won't start at $100. We'll start wherever it starts. You have a question, Steve?
Yeah, sales tax.
There is sales tax. If you do not have a reseller certificate, there is the normal New Jersey sales tax. We're not computerized, so we use printed, written on checklists. So if you buy a lot of stuff, it'll take a little while to check out. But we should usually run 90 to 100 lots an hour. So we should be through about, I would say, 2 o'clock or so.
Is the list on the flyer still, or
I'm sorry?
is the list on the website?
List is on our website. Catalog is posted.
Where's that? I mean, what's the,
You can find it right out of the museum website.
It's linked from the club homepage over to where Al is.
Al, did you send it out? I got it yesterday.
Al has sent it out on all of this. You go right in back, you pick up a little flyer there, it's got the website on it.
that's it.
And we're doing local advertising and antique paper advertising. So as Richard said, this place will be full. Okay? I'll see you,
Yeah, there's no meeting until then.
so sign up back there. Take the flyers. I have the 8 by 11 flyers and I have small flyers. Take whatever you need, scan them around. If you know someplace you can post it, spread the word. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ray. How many people have not been to an InfoAge Vintage Electronics auction? All right, so it's a new experience, believe me, it's a new experience. And it's not going to be like our usual auctions here, not to scare you away, but there is competition.
Is it like the Kutztown auction, maybe?
Oh, maybe it's bigger.
It's bigger. Yeah, it's bigger.
We see people we never see.
Yeah, so don't be scared away by that, Because some people will travel. We've had people from Maryland and Delaware too. But it's a great event. It's interesting. And again, you're dealing with a professional auctioneer too. They really move. All right. Can we talk about the new museum space? How are we doing with that? We saw a nice article that Marview wrote in the, I happened to walk by it today. It looks like it's a little slow, but I guess that's to be understood. But we've got 2 rooms that are going to be extended, and it'll be the new E rooms for restoration and repair. All right, Ray, what do you want to say?
No, I just wanted to say this, it's a double room, it'll be a new workshop, with nice benches, modern equipment, alongside one bench, which will be vintage 1930s. And it'll be set up so visitors can just kind of walk through and see repair and process. However, the room needs a lot of work. Marv and Vince and Steve are doing a great job because we have to fix the windows are in really bad shape. And we have to take the drop ceiling down. And anybody who wants to come in on Wednesday, certainly could use the help, because it's gonna need a lot of painting and whatever.
Is it two rooms separate, you're not breaking through?
No, we're not breaking through, it's a double room, and in addition, we have another single room, which is gonna be dedicated as a World War II, 1940s living room. Kind of a memorial to the home folks while the sons and fathers were off fighting World War II. It will also double as a listening room. We'll have working radios in it, and the sophisticated technical people will set it up so you can sit down, you can push a button, and you can get Roosevelt's fireside chats. Or you can get the McGee and Molly. Or you can get whatever you want. So this will be a radio listening room.
Did you get the Beatles? All right. Thanks, Ray. And I think somewhere along the line, we're looking for some furniture donations in case you should need some.
Actually, we have someone else, not in our club, that's donated period furniture.
Ooh, very good, very good. So it will come along. It's just when you walk by it now, it doesn't look like much.
No.
Especially when you say the windows need restoration. I saw the windows out on the floor, they weren't even in the...
We could use some hands.
Okay,
Does anybody local?
who's asking?
Me.
What do you want?
The reason is, I took the windows to Home Depot last week, they don't fix them. So, does anybody know a local place that will take our windows like these?
So you gotta go to a mom-and-pop hardware store. Well, believe it or not, I've gone to Ace Hardware, and they've done it for me in Ace.
Harry, I've got the information.
Good. Done.
All right, former President Phil happened to give me this, and I think we've seen it online anyway, it's been mentioned. The New York Times store of vintage radios. And here's a full-page ad. If you've ever go online and check it out. Right? Just Google it up, or just go to their website and go online to their store, and then go to their radio section. I have no idea who buys this.
Does anybody know who's supplying the radio?
Who's doing the restorations? Come on, guys, cough it up. Somebody in this room is doing it. All right, for an example here, we have an RCA 40X55, 1939. It's a nice little set. It's also the same chassis that's used in the World's Fair radio. But it's been reduced, okay? It's been reduced from $1,450 to $1,160. That's a bargain, guys.
It's a deal.
You know?
Hey, is that New York Times or Sotheby's?
Oh, look at this. Here's a radio I have, a General Electric J620, 1947. It's been reduced from $1,700 to $1,360. That's the magic number. I have that radio too. My goodness, I tell you.
Hey, after you get done buying your $6 million apartment in New York City, you just put one of them radios in it.
This is amazing. Of course, now there's a Spartan Sled 557, 1936, again reduced from $6,800 to $5,400. Isn't that great? It's nice that they reduced the price. Yes.
Well, get a group of radios together.
Yes.
Put a full-page ad out for 2/3 the price they're advertising.
Yes.
We can do it.
Still make money.
I think so.
And here's one of my favorite radio that I wish to get someday is the RCA New York World's Fair 40X56. And that was discounted from $3,400 to $2,720. I should pick that up. Giving it away.
What are you waiting for?
So that's beautiful page, and let's see what's actually last week, April 1st, 2016.
Wait a minute, it's an April Fool's thing.
You know, Richard, I would think that, but I've seen this online over the years, and it ain't. It is not.
The same radios that you used to see years ago.
Probably right.
And this is not Bruce Nager?
No, this is not Bruce, no. No, definitely. All right, any other new business? Any other new business? Yes? Yeah, wait a minute, are you a member?
Yes.
Okay, you can talk.
Could you tell us something about the radio scavenger hunt that's going to be next month?
Yes, the radio scavenger hunts, okay? It was written up in our broadcaster this month.
No, it wasn't.
I'm sorry?
It wasn't in this one.
Yeah.
April. Let's see.
Just listed, it wasn't announced.
It just said we're having.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I saw it.
Yeah. It'll-
Well, it was radio-related collectibles, all right, in categories, all right?
No.
You don't want to do it that way? All right. All right, look, from what I remember, the last time we
It'll
had...
be written up in this one.
Okay, all right, but to answer you quickly, the scavenger hunt is not so much as we think of a scavenger hunt that we just went through this evening. It's going to be things like a radio that's not a radio, but is a radio, okay? A radio that looks like a radio, but it's not a radio. Radio-related paper, like Ray brings in those Valentine cards, right? Radio-related, some of them aren't even radios, right? Then we used to have the ugliest radio contest, which I think John Rucola won a couple of times. Now, that wasn't the owner of the radio, that was the radio.
Can I bring that radio back, or is it?
You sure can, because nobody remembers that. But along those lines, it's fun, it's a lot of fun. Smallest radio, the largest
Will
radio.
you broadcaster next month?
Oh, yeah, definitely will.
Good,
Yeah.
okay.
But, yeah, we haven't had it in a long time, and it's fun, it's a lot of fun. So, we resurrected it, we'll have it again. So again, it will be in the broadcaster, and then it'll also be on the website. Okay. All right, let's have a short break. All right, sale of 50/50 tickets, and then we will have our presentation by E-Board member Bill Zukowski, having to do with the history of microphones. These microphones will not be in the auction, though. And then we will have a small auction also. All right, please, make it short, quick, and 50/50. Somebody's got to help out with the 50/50 tickets. Go out there, guys. Rick, you're great.
Hey,
Oh, Richard Charles?
I forgot to bring my material.
Got the stuff?
That's the stuff. It's all on here. Yeah, it's all on here.
It's not.
All right, here we go, 50/50. 50/50. 1 for 1 and 3 for 2.
I got songs in here.
50/50. Who's next?
But the last time,
50/50. Coming your way. So 1 for 1 and 3 for 2.
I'll do that, and then I'll resend it to you so you have the archive.